Hello everyone, welcome back to the second channel. As always, I have a bunch of different topics that I want to discuss today. The video will be time-sensitive as always. Check down below in my description if you want to skip around. A couple quick disclaimers. Number one, this is my opinion on everything that I'm going to be discussing today. Sorry for any background noise or dust particles that may occur. Lastly, if any notes ever get that, check down below. I might have a pinned comment. And let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to discuss today is my thoughts on Janet Jackson's performance at Essence Fest. Luckily, I was able to watch it on Hulu. I already have a subscription. I thought I was going to have to pay for like the whole live TV thing, but luckily I didn't have to, which was really nice. And I did actually post a link to the performance on my community tab just so you guys could check it out if you weren't aware that she was performing and everything, but I wanted to share my more detailed thoughts here. This performance was fantastic for so many different reasons. First off, the set list hit after hit after hit. I'm gonna have the set list on the screen right next to me just so you guys can see all the songs that she performed, and I really wish she would have done Come Back to Me. That's probably my favorite song by her. I was really hoping throughout the whole thing she'd perform it. Unfortunately she didn't, but I'm really thankful for the set list that we got. I thought that it was sequenced well, and I really appreciate how everything transitioned into another song and like the elements from other songs that she incorporated. It was a really great selection, so I'm definitely thankful for the set list there. I thought that her vocals were great, a decent performance to listen to there, and I really hate whenever people say that Janet Jackson can't sing. Like, it just gets on my nerves. Like, she is a great singer, she's underrated in my personal opinion, and I really think she brought it in terms of the vocals, so that was definitely a treat to listen to in my personal opinion. The choreography on here was top notch. A lot of your faves are not doing it like Janet Jackson is in their prime, mind you. She's been doing this for such a long time and she still hits all the moves with precision. She still does exactly what she needs to do. Like, seeing her do the dance break in If, like, that was absolutely insane. And just everything she was able to do with the choreography, you really do love to see it. And Janet Jackson is just one of the best live performers of all time. She really knows how to put on a show and make it engaging. So the choreography, absolutely flawless. Shout out to Janet for doing her thing. And also shout out to her dancers. I thought that they were great as well. Overall, this was a really enjoyable experience to watch. And this is the pinnacle of entertainment right here. So many people growing up do not know what the standard is for an amazing performance, and she just gave us an example right here, and just what a legend. And I really want to see her live at some point. I'm hoping she releases Black Diamond at some point so I can go to the tour for it. I would absolutely love to go see her. One of my favorite artists of all time. It was just absolutely immaculate. If you have not watched the performance already, you definitely should. I'll have a link down below in my description for you guys to check it out. The next thing that I wanted to say really quickly is, I said this in my pinned comment in my last video, but I wanted to add it in here. Mariah does have a songwriters page on Spotify now. So basically what it does is, whenever you go on Spotify and you check the credits for the song, it'll have her name and like this little arrow next to it. You click on that and then it shows you like her most popular songs that she wrote and everything. And I just thought it was cool because I was always wondering whenever she was going to get one, so that was definitely nice. And also they made a playlist of songs that were written by her, so that was amazing as well. I really do love to see Mariah get credit for her amazing songwriting skills, so that was definitely a highlight as well. And then next up, I wanted to share my thoughts on Beyonce's Renaissance cover, and then the track list and the features and all that. So first off, starting off with a standard album cover. Whenever the album cover came out, I posted it on my community tab and I asked you guys what you thought, and the reaction was pretty mixed. Some people loved it, some people were kind of in between in it. They're like, maybe it's gonna grow on me. Some people absolutely hated it. So my thoughts on the standard album cover, I was expecting more. I thought it was going to be a lot more grandiose than it actually was. Obviously she looks stunning, she is Beyonce after all, and I thought it was cool how like the horse has like the disco material on it, like it kind of looks like a disco ball, that kind of situation, and it's fitting because it is a dance album, so I thought that that was a nice touch. But I just thought it would be more intricate. Like, whenever she did this photo shoot for Vogue, she has this amazing picture and she just has like this cool outfit on, and then there's like these disco balls in the back, and it's really elaborate, it's really intricate. That was the kind of vibe I was expecting to get for the standard album cover, and it didn't end up happening. And I feel like the album cover will probably grow on me. Like, whenever I'm listening to the album, I think I'll probably get used to it. But that's my honest thoughts on the album cover. I don't think it's bad at all. I was just expecting something different. And now to my thoughts for the alternate cover that is on the vinyl. I absolutely love it. This is what I meant whenever I wanted something more grandiose, and it's just absolutely beautiful to look at there. I love the cowboy hat, I love like the little horses on the back, and I just like the detail. Like, this should have been a standard cover in my personal opinion. I'm glad that I ordered vinyl. I basically saw the vinyl unboxing because people were posting it all over my timeline. I'm still gonna do an unboxing of it anyway, just for fun, and I'll probably do an unboxing of like the box sets I got next to it, just because it'll be something interesting. Hopefully those don't get spoiled for me as well. So first up, we actually ended up getting the credits for the album, the composers and all that, which I'll have on the screen right now just to where you guys can see everything. So we had that a little bit before we actually got the track list, and my thoughts on there. As I said before, I do not like Drake as a person, and now going on to the track list because it kind of connects. It doesn't look like Drake is going to be featured on the actual song, which is great. And that song that he wrote, like, I'm probably going to stream it later, and I don't necessarily want to bankroll him. So that's definitely something that I wanted to know for sure. I'll have the track list on the screen right next to me, just going over everything. So it says that we have features from Beam on the Energy song, and then there's also a feature on Move, and it has Grace Jones and Thames on it. So that would definitely be interesting to hear. I'm not really familiar with any of these artists at all. I've heard their names before. I haven't heard any of their songs. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how everything works together there. And that's definitely something that I wanted to note for sure. But I really like that we have minimal features on here. There's like 16 songs on here, and we only have 2 songs with features. That is what I like to see. As I said before, I hate whenever artists overload features. Like, there's so many times I went to go listen to the album, and like I said, it will be like 10 songs and 8 of them are collabs into a solo track. And I'm like, I don't even want to listen to the album anymore. I cannot tell you how many times this has happened. So I think that it fits just right. As I posted on my community tab, the songs that I'm most excited to hear are going to be Sheryl is one that's intriguing, so I'm definitely going to have my eye out for that one. People were saying that Plastic Off of the Sofa is definitely going to be one, like a more central type of vibe, like a 70s type of vibe. So that one is intriguing me as well. Like, I'm gonna put that like in the back of my mind and everything. Now going on to the songs that I actually claimed and the ones that I'm most excited for. I said Virgo's Groove because Beyoncé is a Virgo, and so I'm really excited to hear it. Like, I just think it will be a great track. Plus, it's the longest song in the album. I love a great long song, so I'm really excited to hear what goes on there sonically. And then I also said I was excited for Pure/Honey. I just think that it'll be cool to listen to. I'm guessing it's 2 songs put together, so I'm really intrigued to hear that one. Overall, I'm really excited to listen to this album and see what Beyoncé has cooking up, and I'm definitely planning on doing a reaction to my main channel, so definitely subscribe to stay tuned for that. The next thing that I want to talk about is Abbott Elementary got nominated for some Emmys. So they were nominated for Outstanding Casting for a Comedy Series, Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series for Quinta Brunson, and then Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series for Janelle James, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series for Sheryl Lee Ralph. And this is actually her first Emmy nomination, and there's actually a video of her finding out, which will be linked down below in the description if you guys want to watch that really quick. But she deserves this. You really do love to see it. And then they're also nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series, Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series, Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series for Tyler James Williams, which is an awesome achievement. And that's going to be it for the nominations that they got. Obviously, we know that a lot of times award shows do not award the right people and all that kind of stuff, and there's politics involved and whatever. But hey, this is a special moment. This is Black excellence. I really do love to see it. And so I'm just happy that this happened for them after the first season of the show. All the praise that this show gets, it truly deserves. If you haven't watched it already, you definitely should. And I read that they're getting 22 episodes for this season, which is going to be amazing. Really, really excited for it, and can't wait to see how they like expand the show and everything. Now it's time to recap all the videos I made in June on my main channel and in Station 25. So the first video I did was my reaction to Luther Vandross's Never Too Much album. This took me around 2 hours and 51 minutes to edit. And then I filmed this one the night before, stayed up to do the raw edit, and I woke up later than expected. I did a second edit, and then I uploaded it. And then my second upload actually made the cut because the first one got copyrighted. A fun video to do. I'm really glad that I finally listened to an album by him, I will say. Next video that I did was on this channel. It was an unboxing of Mariah Carey's #1's vinyl. It took me around 26 minutes to edit this video. So I promised that the video would be released that week, and that's why I released it. Like I said, I do not like to make promises that I can't keep. So if I tell you guys, oh, a video is coming out on this day, I do everything in my power to make it happen. And I would never say that a video is going to come out on this day if I know that I'm not done with it, and I know that I'm probably not going to have it done in time. So yeah, I definitely made it happen for sure with this video. It was also nice to finally open the vinyl because I had that sitting for weeks just waiting for the moment to open it for a video. So that was a good video to do, I will say. Next video that I did was sharing my updated opinions on the new Harry Styles album, Harry's House. This one took me around 3 hours and 13 minutes to edit. I did 2 takes of this. Both were like around 45 minutes each. And I used mostly the second take, and then I used a few parts from the first take. It took me like 4 edits to get this video exactly how I wanted. And I hate whenever I make a video and then I watch it back and then notice like all these mistakes that I made, and then I'm like, oh, I'm good, and then I notice more mistakes. I have to keep going back and doing stuff. And that's exactly what happened for this video. Like, there were some photos that I think came in too early, so I had to go fix that. And then I was like, oh, I want to add in this part and like other stuff. So it was just really annoying to do with that. I hate whenever that happens with videos. I'm like, I just want to be done with it already. And I actually stayed up until like 6:30 finishing the edit and all, which is absolutely insane. And I just wanted this video to be as thorough as possible. That's why I took my time with this album. I thought I was going to do it a little bit earlier than I did, but then I was like, I need a little bit more time to really sit with this and really get all my critiques out. And that's why I'm proud of this video, because I feel like it was really in depth and it just really shared how I was feeling on the album at the time. The next video that I posted was my reaction to the Control Deluxe tracks by SZA. This video took me around 1 hour and 33 minutes to edit. So I saw something on Twitter, I believe, that she was going to be releasing the deluxe version of Control, and I didn't really believe it that much because if you're a SZA fan, you know that it's like, oh, this release is coming, and then it never shows up and things get delayed and whatever. So I didn't really have high hopes. I was like, it'd be great if it happened, but let me actually see it first, basically. And then like I woke up a little bit early, I looked at my phone, and then it was actually released at like 5 a.m, something around there. So I actually had another video that was done and it was going to come out on that day, and so I pushed it back to accommodate the SZA videos. Like, the other thing can come out later, which I will talk about. And then on the same day, I also posted my reaction to the Kelly Clarkson EP, and this took me around an hour and 47 minutes to edit. I thought that this was coming out on Thursday. It came out on Wednesday, so again, I had to shift my plans. So actually with both of these videos, what I did was I recorded both of the videos, and then I believe like I ate and then edited something around there, but then I edited the SZA one first just because like that was the newest one at the time, so I had that one the priority, and then I edited the Kelly Clarkson one later, and then I had that published too the next day. And this video was a lot more successful than I was anticipating because I was already late to it. I was like, it'd be great if it gets like 500 views. If it got 1,000, that'd be really great. But it has like over 2,000 views right now. I forget exactly how many, but that is absolutely insane. So I'm really thankful for the positive engagement on this video. This was definitely a fun video to do. And I actually did this video on a whim because I was like, you know, maybe I'll listen to it on my own time. But I was like, you know, I should actually do this for a video just so I have content for you guys that week. And I was like, why not? Like, I actually might end up enjoying myself. And I really did. I've been listening to that EP so many times. She absolutely ate on that thing. My second edit of this video is the one that made the cut. I'm pretty sure that Call Out My Name got copyrighted. There might have been another song, but yeah, my second edit is the one that you guys ended up seeing. The next video that I posted was my reaction to Kehlani's Blue Water Road album. This took me around 4 hours and 31 minutes to edit. So this is the video that I already finished, and that was supposed to come out the same day that the SZA video came out, and then I pushed it back and everything. And my second edit is the one that made the cut. So this one was interesting because whenever I sat down to record a video this day, I tried like 5 separate albums. I didn't really like any of them that much to do a full video on it. And yes, I definitely did check out your guys' suggestions, and I was like, you know, let me listen to these. Just wasn't really feeling anything. And then I don't remember how it came to me, but I was like, oh, maybe I should listen to the new Kehlani album. I haven't listened to it yet. And so I listened to it. I really enjoyed it. Glad that I got to do a video on this. It didn't do as well as I was thinking view-wise. I was like 2 months late to the album, something around there, so it kind of is expected. It's picked up in views a little bit, so I'm thankful for that. But I'm really glad that I gave this album a shot. This is one of my favorite albums of 2022 so far. Something great about this week is that all of my videos were on new projects, and I really wanted to have something more contemporary. That's why I was excited to have the Kehlani video. I was like, great, this album just came out this year, because my past few videos were talking about older projects, which I really like doing videos on, but I really like there to be a mix of both because I appreciate both and just like to switch it up and everything. And so it just came at a really good time with the other two projects that I happen to do videos on as well. And the reason why I didn't hold on to that Kehlani video for another week was because I just really enjoyed that video and I just wanted to put it out. And so I was like, you know, I'll just put this video out on this day, and so I'm glad that it's finally out now. The next video that I did was me sharing my thoughts on Destiny Fulfilled by Destiny's Child. This video took me around an hour and 10 minutes to edit. I did 2 takes, both were over 20 minutes, and I used most of the second take and parts of the first take. My timing on this video ate like I said in the video because I literally filmed that video the same day that Beyoncé announced Renaissance, and then I just added that little part at the end of the video and everything. But that was definitely cool, I will say, and I'm happy with how this video turned out, and I'm glad that I got to do another video on Destiny's Child. Definitely their best album in my personal opinion. I like how the thumbnail came together, I will say. Actually, I like this one that was a lot more intricate, but it just looked too busy. I was like, let me go a lot more simplistic, and so I think that it works better in the video, and just a really enjoyable album, so I'm glad that I finally got around to making a video on it. The next thing that I wanted to say is that after I did the Destiny's Child video, I believe I was like out the next day, something around there, and then I was walking, and then I basically fell on concrete. Like my right hand actually fell on concrete, like scraped up, and it was very painful to deal with. So if you're looking at my videos like from this time frame on, then you notice you don't really see my right hand very much because it was really painful. It looked absolutely disgusting. If you wanted to see how my hand looked after I fell, I will have a clip of it after this. I don't want to put it on here and like accidentally scare anybody. Like, I'm going to warn you now, it's not pretty. It looks really bad. It was very painful. So if you are like sensitive to that stuff, you don't want to see it, I'll have a timestamp down below to where you can completely bypass that part, and so you don't have to see it at all. So this is basically what ended up happening to my hand. Very, very painful. I had to adjust everything that I did and use my left hand more. And if anything slightly even touches thing, it was excruciatingly painful. So it was a lot to go through. And I forgot whenever I fell, some of my fingers got scuffed up. And the same thing for my right leg. Again, it wasn't that bad, but that's something that happened as well. It took a few weeks for it to heal. And I just try to keep myself as clean as possible throughout this entire experience. And it's basically healed over now. I feel like it's been healed for like probably like 2 or 3 weeks. Now I'm waiting for the skin to grow back over it and for it to look like the accident never happened in the first place. And that's why you haven't seen my right hand very much since this occurred. You did see it in my last second channel video and everything, but the reason I haven't showed it off is because like even if you see it, like it looks a lot worse than it actually is, and I don't want it to be like a jump scare or anything, so I'd rather wait till it heals over before I actually really start using it again in my videos. But I kind of had to adjust how like I did my videos and like rely a little bit more on my left hand, so that was also something to note as well. Something that I just thought of is that after I fell, it was harder to edit the videos, I try to be as careful as possible. I didn't want my output to slow down. It could be tough, especially when I was editing like a really long video, and like I said at the beginning, if you like slightly touched it, it really hurt. So I just try to be as careful as I could with the band-aids and everything. So that was definitely something, and the placement of this was really tricky too, and so yeah, it was just a lot to readjust to it as it was healing, but that was something that I really had to add. So I just recorded this voiceover with a new microphone that I got dedicated for my voiceovers, so the audio should finally be a lot better. My voiceover in my audios previously was really bad just because I was using like my Apple earpods and like plugging them into my computer, so the audio should be a lot better, and let me know how much of a difference you guys are noticing in the audio for the voiceovers. And I feel like that's an important thing to note in the videos going on after this. The next video that I did was me talking about my top 15 Paul McCartney Beatles songs. This took me around 2 hours and 11 minutes to edit, and I did 2 takes, both of which were over 40 minutes. I stayed up all night to edit this video, and it flopped. It is what it is. I was kind of expecting that. Like I said, a lot of times when I make videos, I know which ones are going to be successful and which ones are going to flop. 9 times out of 10, I'm right. Sometimes videos surprise me, like the Kelly Clarkson one, for example, and everything. But like I said, I make videos because I enjoy making them, and I know that even though the views might not be as much, there's still some other people that enjoy those too. So it was a fun video for me to do. And the reason why I didn't mention the fact that I fell in this video is because my sister told me that I shouldn't mention it. So I was like, you know, I guess I won't, and I'll just talk about it whenever I finally get around here. So I've been waiting for a bit to finally talk about it. I also kind of got to a certain point to see how many videos that I could go without showing like my right hand and see if anybody like really noticing the whole thing. Yeah, this is like the first video that I filmed after I fell and everything. The next video that I did was me reacting to Beyonce's new song, Break My Soul. This took me around 34 minutes to edit, and this was completely unexpected. I believe I woke up, and then I'm pretty sure that she put Break My Soul on her Instagram bio and was like out at midnight. So then I had to like kind of completely shift my whole day because I wasn't expecting to record a video on that day. And then the song actually ended up coming out a few hours early on her YouTube channel. So then I had to like move everything around again just to get the video out as soon as I possibly could. My sister actually made a little appearance in the video, but she asked me to cut it out after I showed her the full video. And I was like, all right, so then I took that out. This actually worked out perfectly for me because I wanted to get the Paul McCartney video out of my YouTube Creator Studio. Like I said before, it shows you how your past videos have done in reference to each other. My Paul McCartney video was 10 out of 10 on my YouTube Creator Studio, meaning that it did bad, and I just didn't want to see that anymore. So the timing worked out nicely for me, and it was a fun video to do. I like how the thumbnail turned out. I actually did change it because I had like a different one, and then I saw that the official picture for it was released, and then I ended up switching it, so I really like it. The next video I did was on here, and it was me reacting to Lord's The Path music video. This took me around 45 minutes to edit. This was something I also wasn't expecting. I uploaded it on this channel because I hadn't uploaded in a few weeks. I wanted to have something new. I like how the thumbnail turned out, I will say. So the next video that I did was me reacting to Taylor Swift's new song Carolina that she did from Where the Crawdads Sing. This video took me around 51 minutes to edit. So I saw on Twitter that this was going to be released on Thursday, and they ended up being right. I was really conflicted on if I was going to listen to this or not because of the controversy around the song. I was like, I might as well record it and post a video as to what I'm thinking. And of course I'll mention the controversy because it's something that bothers me, and it's not something that I can just ignore and pretend like it didn't happen, right? So one thing that I will say is I feel like I definitely could have expressed my thoughts better. There seemed to be some confusion in the comment section, and I did elaborate more on what I was trying to say in a pinned comment. But even if I would have articulated myself perfectly and just really said everything I wanted to say and just got everything right, the people who wanted to be offended were going to be offended, because one thing about most Swifties, they refuse to hold Taylor Swift accountable. Like, the comments on this video are just absolutely like insane, and it's just like, we can enjoy the music and we can still hold someone accountable. Like, why would you watch someone's videos who's half black and you think that racism is never gonna come up or anything regarding race? Like, that just really sends me. And like I said, this was something that was bothering me, so I was going to mention it in the video. It would have been very easy for me to just record the video, pretend like it never happened and everything, but I'm not going to do that because it is something that bothers me and something that doesn't sit right with me, so obviously I had to speak and have my part there. And I have called out Taylor Swift for being a white feminist before. I'm pretty sure I just did this on this channel though, and this channel and my main channel are a completely different ballgame. Just because this channel has less subscribers, it's a completely different thing than my main channel. Also, a lot of times whenever I do reactions, a lot of people are discovering my channel that haven't seen it before. So whenever I posted the video at first, I was expecting to get certain comments, and I didn't actually get them at first. So I think it took them like a few hours to roll in or something like that, and then they all started rolling in and people saying like whatever it is. But like I said, even if I said everything correctly, people were still going to come in and say whatever it is they wanted to say. People went out of their way to misconstrue what I said. Basically, what I meant is this: Taylor Swift is a white feminist. Basically, what that means is she consistently only speaks up about things that affect her, which is a whole thing. She could be using her platform to do much more. Am I going to sit here and act like Taylor Swift is going to end racism? No, obviously not. Like, I would be really naive to think that. But she could be doing more with the platform that she does have, and it's just really frustrating to see. I will say she has done racially insensitive sensitive things in the past. Like, you have to look at her track record, you have to connect things and whatever. And whenever I see Black creators call her out about anything that she ever does wrong, like specifically like this issue and everything, people are always attacking them and harassing them, and I'm just like, you guys really aren't proving your case. Like, you're supposed to be listening to Black people, and it's just absolutely not okay. A lot of her fan base is racist, and they gotta be held accountable for that, and it's just egregious. And this is why I consider myself a Taylor Swift fan and not a Swiftie, because the fan base, a lot of people are racist, and they are just rude people in general, and I just don't want to associate myself with that kind of thing. And with the comments on this video and the controversy with this song and everything, it's kind of like pushing me away from Taylor Swift. Basically, the whole thing is she isn't really releasing that much music this year. It doesn't help whenever you finally release something that has a controversy, because now I'm just more focused on the controversy and it kind of overshadows the music. She's not releasing a bunch of stuff that distracts me from that and just reminds me how great of an artist that she actually is. And so that's the whole thing, and like her fan base and everything and all that. Like I said, I don't know if she knew about that going in. I made sure to make that clarification in the video, but at the end of the day, her name is attached to that, and it's not like I was saying like all the blame should be placed on her. Obviously it should be placed on the author who did those terrible things and all of that, and I definitely clarified that in the pinned comment. And like I said, she has to be called out for being a white feminist and all that. It's important to hold these celebrities accountable. I really cannot stand whenever people just cannot hold people accountable and act like they do no wrong and everything. And Swifties as a fan base, like, I just do not like them at all. Comments on the video were expected, but it was still disappointing nonetheless. And I didn't delete any of the comments on that video, by the way. I really ever delete comments on my channel unless they are absolutely egregious. I don't want anyone to feel like their voice is being silenced and whenever. I want people to express their opinion even if they disagree with me, but sometimes I do have to delete comments because they're just rude and egregious. At some point I have to draw the line. And the comments on that video, obviously not the most pleasant to deal with, and it's not like I got ratioed in terms of like dislikes or whatever. My like ratio really isn't that bad, and I understand why a lot of Black content creators are not even covering Taylor anymore, because whenever you cover her and you call her out and you're getting harassed and people are calling you names and like all this stuff, it's kind of just like, why is it worth it even if I do like her music? So I'm definitely seeing that standpoint, and that's definitely something that I wanted to say. You can hold someone accountable and still like the music. Like, it really annoys me whenever people are like, oh, race isn't in everything, and oh, you're just overreacting and blah 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 blah. Obviously that doesn't sit right with me. Race is involved in everything. Like, actually read some books, actually do some research and all of that. I don't want to get into a whole tangent about it. If you see my channel before, you know I do talk about race from time to time. It's not something I'm going to talk about in every single one of my videos, but whenever the situation calls for it, I will talk about it because it's something that affects me. It's something that's important. I still do like her music. I'll probably still review her music on my channel at some point just because I do enjoy it, but the fan base really can ruin how you view an artist, I will say, and artists do have some responsibility in how their fan base behaves, and I do think that that's an important thing to say in the video. That's half the reason I wanted to get my next video out so soon, because I just didn't want to deal with the comments on that video and everything. The next video that I did was my revisit with me on Mariah Carey's Butterfly. This video took a whopping 11 hours to edit. I believe this is the most a video has ever taken me to edit, and I'm going to share why and just like all the difficulties I ran into with this video with you all right now. So I filmed this one before I did the Taylor video, and I edited like 2 songs on it, and then I put it away to work on the Taylor video, and then I ended up coming back to it and finishing it off. So this video was just a labor of love. Each time I do a Mariah video, there's a certain amount of pressure I put on myself that I don't do for other videos. Like, I just want to get everything absolutely perfect, and I don't want to leave everything out, especially for this video, because the entire reason that I did this video in the first place was just because, like, I did my original Butterfly video, and then, like I said, a little bit after I did that video, that's when I started talking about my thoughts on the era and the album overall, and it just had so much more detail that I wanted to add, and I just really wanted to update everything. I wanted to highlight her songwriting. That's why I put those little lyric cards throughout the video, and that's also why I had notes written down before, just to really make sure I hammered down on every single point. It's an important album to the fans. I really wanted to do this album justice, so it was definitely a big undertaking for me to do in regards to that, and I just really wanted to get everything perfect. The raw footage for this album was like 3 hours, and that was so much footage to comb through. The hardest part of this video to edit for me was the ending part, whenever I was talking about Daydream and kind of like setting everything up for Butterfly and why that's important, and I recorded that part probably like 4 or 5 different times. I just kept messing it up, and so basically I had to go through and just put like the best pieces of every part together, and that was really a struggle and like the hardest part for me to edit. Whenever I do these videos, a lot of times I stumble over my words and I just like mess up what I'm trying to say so many different times, and it takes a lot of time to get what I'm saying right, and so like that was a whole thing on the ending of that video, and that was a lot to come through there. Something I forgot to talk about in the Lord video that I did a little bit early in the month was the fact that I cropped the music video, and I don't know why, but I don't think I cropped like a lot of the music videos in my past videos. I'm not sure why I did that. I look back at that now and I cringe at that, but whenever I did this video, I was like, yeah, I need to continue on what I was doing with the Lord video and start cropping the music videos just because it looks better there, and so that's definitely something I noted and something I'm going to be doing in the future just because it looks better aesthetically and everything. I don't think it's that big of a deal in my past videos, but I kind of wish I would have thought about that beforehand. I don't know why I didn't. So continuing on why this video took forever to edit, there's so many things that go into that. So I got copyright claim for every single song on the album multiple times, so that was really frustrating to deal with. So many little parts I had to edit out of songs, and Mariah is a vocalist, she does all these riffs and runs, so it was really hard for me to like edit out certain parts, and I was like, oh, I really want to keep this part, but had to edit it out because it got copyrighted. So I really tried my hardest to keep like the best elements of songs and like the parts that I cared about most and the parts that I thought were most important. But it's always really challenging for me to do, but especially in Mariah's case. And then continuing on with the music videos, they got blocked. And this is completely different from a copyright claim, as I talked about before. As I said before, whenever you get copyright claims, normally you can still put the video up. They just put like ads in front of your videos and they don't get recommended as much in the algorithm. And so because of those reasons, I always want to make sure I don't have any copyright claims on my videos personally. So that's like completely different. It was blocking the video, which meant that nobody could see it. It was a whole thing. I had to edit down the music videos many times, and that was really challenging to do, especially for like breakdown, just because I wanted to have the best parts of it and everything. But yeah, it was just like a whole struggle to do, especially my all. I remember struggling on that one the most, and Butterfly and all that. So it was really a challenge to do that and like keeping the best elements. So that's definitely something to say. On the Butterfly music video, there was like this one frame that it blacked out the screen, so then I had to go back and re-edit that as well. And continuing on with the music videos, it was really fun to have them in the video, but it's a lot of work to get everything to come together for a lot of different reasons. So like I said before, it's two different things. So I have the video I'm recording right now, for example, and then I have to screen record the music video on my phone. I have to crop that. I have to get it edited correctly. So then I'm editing those on top of each other. I have to make sure that the audio lines up. Most importantly, that's the number one priority there. I have to make sure that everything is coming across visually. And so yeah, it's like a whole thing to do. It just takes longer to edit a music video on top of the video. And so like that's a whole different thing on itself. And then whenever you have to edit 5 of those on one album, that just really took up a lot of time. So that's like one of the reasons why this video took so long for me to do. Like I said, they also kept getting blocked a lot, so I had to find like the perfect amounts to cut it, and I tried to keep it as much as I possibly could. Also, I noticed that I missed key parts in certain songs, like that one note that she hits in Butterfly, one of my favorite parts of the songs, and I missed that part because I kind of got distracted by the visuals. So that's like a whole different thing. So going forward and revisit with me, I won't have the music videos in it unless I'm doing it for Mariah or I'm doing it for a visual artist like Janet Jackson, for example. Everybody else, I'm just going to be focusing on the audio just because it's a lot easier to deal with it that way. I'm not getting distracted by the visuals and everything. But yeah, it was fun to do it for a change of pace. I think that it really fit for this album and the aesthetic and what I was going for in the video. So that's definitely something that I wanted to state, but it's a completely different ballgame whenever you start editing in the music videos and everything. It took like 12 actual edits for this video to be good and no copyright claims. So that was a lot to deal with. I've never had to do that many before. The most I've had to do, I think, was for Kelly Clarkson and also for Earth, Wind & Fire. I think that was like 7, and it might have been 8 like another time. But yeah, that was like absolutely insane to edit. It takes so much time working through everything. And then whenever I had the caution cover in that one part, it wasn't showing up. So then I had to use a different generator for that. At the end, whenever I was doing the voiceover for my tattoo, I messed it up so many times. I got so incredibly frustrated. Like I said before, I hate doing voiceovers because I always have to do them so many times just to get everything right. And it's just a really irritating process. So that one was just irritating to deal with there. And it was like, I kept thinking I was done with the video, and then I kept having more things that I wanted to edit in. So like that was a completely different thing. So it was just like little things like that that took a lot of time just for me to perfect the video. The worst thing was whenever I do a video, I'm like, dang, there's that one part I forgot to add, and now I have to do a pin comment. So I just wanted to make sure that I got everything completely correct. I really wanted this video to be out on Saturday, but because it kept getting copyrighted, it had to come out on Sunday. And it let you guys know in the community tab, I'm like, it should be out at 2:11, and I did that because of the Lyric and Baby doll. Again, to kind of give you guys a little bit of anticipation for the video and let you know that it would be at a different time than it normally is and everything. And I was like, that would probably give me enough time to edit to where it's actually out on time. And like I said, I don't like to make promises that I can't keep, and luckily it was able to go out to 11. So I finished the video like 2 hours before you guys actually saw it. I stayed up like all night doing it, and like I said, I had to upload it like at least 12 times and everything. So basically what I would do, because I was staying up so late, I needed to get sleep, my brain was getting tired, and getting sleep is important, like I said before. So I would send the video over and I would get it uploaded. I would take like a 40-minute nap because I think that's around how long it took for the video to upload and for me to see if anything happened with it. So I would take my nap, I would set my timer, and then I would end up actually waking up, and then I would see if anything happened with it, and if I got a claim, then I would go and edit it again and just repeat the process until the video was out, just so I can make sure I was still getting a little bit of sleep while the video was uploading and everything. So that was like a huge thing for me. Something I noticed on the video after I was watching it back, I accidentally messed up that one part whenever I was talking about the acapella songs you should listen to, because I placed the clip at the wrong spot, and I noticed that and I was like, dang, that kind of sucks. But I mean, if that's the biggest mistake I made in a video, then I mean, that's not really that bad in the grand scheme of things, but that kind of like irritated me or whatever. I think a lot of times whenever I'm editing videos, I'm kind of just focused on like the big picture stuff, and sometimes I watch a video so many times that like little details pass me by. So that's definitely something I wanted to know. But in the grander scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Also, you might notice that this video is an hour. I did that on purpose, and I just wanted to have another hour-long video, a lot of content for you guys to watch. I try to keep it as much as I possibly could. This is my 3rd hour-long video, and I'm really proud of it. I put so much into the editing of the video, and I really love how everything turned out, especially with the music video. I think it really fits with the vibe of the album, and I just love this video so much. I really think it's some of my best work. I think that you can really see my growth in the video in so many different ways, and so it's just cool to have a video out like this. Super proud with how it turned out in the end, I will say, and I'm really thankful for all the positive reception from you all. It means so much, and that's one of the things that kept me going on with this video, because I knew I was going to spend a lot of time working on the video, but I knew a lot of people were going to watch it, so it ended up balancing out. I know it's going to be one of my favorite videos at the end of the year for sure, and I'm glad that I was finally able to do this album justice. Continuing on with Mariah, I actually want to redo a lot of my Mariah videos. I'm not going to basically just have like a sit down video and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to redo that sit down video basically. Like I'm talking about like in terms of like I want to make revisit with me on some of her albums, because again, there's so much more detail that I can add and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to be doing it for all of her albums. I'm really thinking about which albums that I want to do and everything. And so like it's a whole thing about that. But obviously I'm going to space them out just because I don't want to have them like every single month, because it gets redundant and I kind of want to like rotate my artist out and everything. But I definitely will be doing more revisit with me on Mariah, because it was so much fun to have my first one and have it in the summer and everything and just add it to the series. This video was so much work to do, and I'm glad that I can finally break it down, because editing this video, wow, it was really something. And I was like, whenever I sit down to talk about this, I'm gonna have a lot to share and just go into my process. But that's why I love making these videos, because people just watch the video and they're like, wow, that was great. They don't understand the hours and hours of time that it takes to put everything together on there. I also really love the thumbnail in this video as well. The next video that I did was on this channel. It was me talking about my thoughts on Mariah Carey being inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, BET Award performance thoughts, what I want on Beyonce's Renaissance and more. Took me around 3 hours and 46 minutes to edit. The timer reset, but that's kind of like my estimate in terms of like my editing time. I filmed this video on the 28th, and I was like, I have to get this video done now or it's just gonna get delayed again. And I really try to have these videos come out before the next month ends. So right now I'm talking about my recap for June and July. I want to have this video out in July. I don't want it to come out in August, just because like whenever I make these videos, I get so far removed from my content just because I'm putting out all these videos all the time. And so like I said, I'm always in love with what I'm doing most, and I just want to have these videos out in a timely manner and everything. And so yeah, I was just like, I have to get this video done now. So then I filmed it on the 28th. I wanted to have this video out earlier, but what often happens is there's so much stuff going on that I want to make videos on my main channel. That's always my number one priority. So I just get around to this channel when I absolutely can. And so I was hoping to make this video sooner, but the timing just didn't allow for it to happen. Instead of all night editing this video, I wanted to make sure it was out before June was over. This video is so much work just to get it exactly how I wanted. So many pictures to add in. And normally whenever I edit the videos, I add in the pictures as I go, just because it's a lot simpler. For Beyonce and Mariah, I didn't do that. So I didn't do it for that part. And then as I went in, I did that for the rest of the video. And then I came back and edited that in. So like that was a whole thing to do as well. For this video, I had to keep going back and editing out little mistakes, and just, it was a lot to get it exactly how I wanted for you guys to see it. But it was just like a whole thing getting ready for this video, because I sent the finished video over from my laptop to my iPad to upload, and it wasn't sending over to my iPad. I realized that was because I had too much stuff on my iPad. I had to delete stuff to get space. So I tried to upload it from my phone, which was the whole thing. And whenever I uploaded this video, it accidentally went public, which it was not supposed to do. Whenever I upload my videos before you guys see them, they're supposed to be in private, obviously, so you guys don't see them before they're ready. So I don't really know why it did that. I had to put it on private just to make sure it was good. And then I put it on public again. And then I noticed that the quality was horrible. It was like 360p. I was like, okay, what is this? And then I waited like 10 or 20 minutes, because I was like, okay, it says it's processing, the quality should get better. It did not get better. And I was like, I cannot let you guys have this in horrible quality. So then I took it down again. So then I had to send it over to my iPad, get it uploaded over there. It took forever for it to get processed into HD quality. I don't know why it did that. It never normally takes that long. Maybe there was something wrong with the file or YouTube that day, but it was incredibly frustrating with the whole thing. And I don't want this to happen for videos. I just want to be able to post my videos for you guys to watch and go. And so if you're watching the video and you're like, why did you delete it? That's what happened. Like there was stuff I had to do with the video that I wasn't finished yet. I wanted to watch it again, make sure it was right before you guys saw it, and then the whole quality issue. And normally the quality is ready by the time I fix up the description and everything. It wasn't. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I think it was like the video or something else, but it was so incredibly frustrating, this video. And I did the same thing that I did for the Mariah video that I was just talking about. It would take like 40 minutes or something to upload this video. I would take little naps in between just to get a little bit of sleep in between, because, you know, staying up for a long time isn't necessarily good for you, obviously. But I really wanted this video done and just to have it out and everything. And so I kind of like did that all throughout it, and it was just like a whole thing. I don't even think this video went up until 12. But yeah, the whole thing for it was a mess, and that was really frustrating to deal with. The next video that I did was me sharing my thoughts on Janet Jackson's All For You album. This took me around 2 hours and 7 minutes to edit. I did 2 takes for this video. I used most of the second take and then like a part or two from the first take for it. And I watched it many times before I put it out. And then something in me was like, okay, watch it one more time before you go to bed. And then I noticed that I left out Feel So Right, because I had my notes on my phone like with each song and just making sure I didn't forget anything. And I realized I left out that song. So then I had to go back and edit it out. And again, I was like up for this one late, I believe, just getting it out and getting it ready for you guys. But I was glad to get to do another video on Janet. Her birthday was the month before. I wanted to do something, then the timing didn't work out, unfortunately. And so I really wanted to make it happen this month. And so I'm glad how everything came to fruition. Also, another I wanted to add for this video, I consciously tried to speak slower in this one. Let me know if you guys noticed a difference or if it just sounded like usual. I really do try to talk slower in my videos. I don't know why my brain doesn't process it that way. I just naturally speak fast. Sometimes I speak slower. Like I said, I am trying to work on it. I hope that you guys noticed the difference in that video, but it's something that I said I was going to work on. So that's going to be all the videos I did in June. Like I said before, the last week of the month is always really chaotic because I really want to tie a perfect bow and everything. everything. A lot of times, like the more stressful videos that I have to do for the month, the ones that like take the most preparation and everything, like they're at the end of the month, so it's like a lot to deal with. And then adding in all these like surprise releases that I wasn't necessarily expecting, having to do those, and staying up really late to do my videos, like I said in the past. But it's different staying up at 4 a.m. versus staying up at like 6:37, which I basically did for like the last week for the most part of June. So that was really taxing to deal with, and like my sleep got messed up, and I'm pretty sure I took a few days off after the Janet video just to rest and recoup, and then I did my next video. So that's definitely something that I wanted to say. Doing videos can be a lot. There's so much work that's put into it, but like I said, I do all these videos and I put in all the effort and everything because I really enjoy it, and it's just so much fun for me and a lot of the community that has happened with the channel. Something else I want to talk about is having editor's remorse. Like sometimes I watch back my old videos and I'm like, why did I put the picture in that specific spot? Like why didn't I move it up? Or like I look at something and I didn't move it up enough, and it's just like really bothering me. Like I rewatched that one clip that I posted on TikTok of me saying Mariah was the best singer-songwriter of all time. I noticed that I added in a Daydream album cover a little bit too early. I was like, dang, like I really should have noticed that, like watching it over again. I think another thing of editing videos and posting them all the time is like sometimes you kind of just like get numb to it, and sometimes like little mistakes kind of pass me by. Like I just want to make sure everything general is right, so sometimes like little mistakes kind of get me by. And as I've been editing, like there's so much more that I have learned. You kind of just got to play around with it and see what works for you and watch tutorials and learn a lot, but that's definitely been something that I wanted to know. Last thing I want to say about Final Cut Pro, the program has been really buggy lately. Like I'll be working on a video and then I'll try to like scroll back and then it doesn't work. I have to force quit the program and just like other little mistakes, so that's definitely been something irritating to deal with. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, give it a like down below. Helps me out a lot on the YouTube algorithm. I'd appreciate it very much. You can subscribe right down below for more videos like this. You hit the bell, you get a notification from every single time I post, you not miss when a brand new video comes up. First link down below in the description is gonna be my main channel. I'm a lot more active on there. Check me out on there if you're interested. Also going to have my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Spotify if you'd like to follow me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.